back, everybody, to another episode of Sundays with Sully. Thank you guys for tuning in. As you can tell, we are not in the studio. We are actually at KVH, and we are talking about some of the new products and the new product line they have coming out there. And we're talking in particular connectivity on board the boat. Everybody wants to be online. Everybody wants to be, whether it's Wi-Fi or cellular or satellite, everybody wants to be online and on board with their boat and, connecting. So thought, let's go to the source. Let's talk to these guys and let's see what they've got to say. So let's go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what we've got going on.
Fantastic. Bob Baylog. I'm the Chief Technology Officer for KVH. I am also in charge of our operations group as well. So I don't just make sure the stuff gets designed well, I make sure we can actually get it out the door and keep our customers happy. I've been with KVH for 17 years now.
Oh, wow.
So I was here back in the very beginning when we built our first VSATs, and I've experienced the growth from there.
And it's been quite the growth, right? I mean, we're going from satellite communication now to the new H series that we were talking about. It's kind of the connected and being able to do all three modes, right? We're doing Wi-Fi, cellular, and satellite, right?
Yep, absolutely. It's an amazing product. New series we've released the 37, the 65, and the 1 meter version of that product. All completely integrated connectivity. So we've got, like you said, the VSAT. We've got cellular, and we've got Wi-Fi bridging to marinas and available access points.
So it's one simple below-deck box. We've got a touch screen on it.
Yep.
They want to come into their marina Wi-Fi. If your marina happens to have great Wi-Fi, you just go to that and connect in, right?
Yep, it's a very simple 1U box below deck. And actually now we've, in the fall, we released a DC-powered version of that as well.
Perfect.
Which is a little bit smaller box for some of the smaller vessels. But the AC version, the 1U rack mount, does have an LCD touchscreen. Gives you quick access to how are the different connections doing, how's your VSAT, how's your cellular connectivity, where you're connected, and as far as just Wi-Fi is the same thing.
Right.
Connected to
what you're connected to.
How's it doing? Yep.
And it's working constantly. Once you set up, let's say we are in a marina, and that marina Wi-Fi, as we know, on the weekends gets bogged down sometimes pretty quick. Yep. So this can seamlessly transfer over then?
Yeah, the beauty of it is not really just the 3 connections. The beauty of it is the smart hybrid connectivity behind the scenes. And there's an algorithm that we develop a performance score for each one of the connections. And it's not just based on is it available or is it not available. It's really based on how good is the connection.
Right.
And by how good is it, we mean how is the latency? How's the jitter? How is the packet loss looking? How is it really the things that the user cares about?
That you'd see,
right? Because we've all had cellular, 4-bar connectivity without a single piece of data passing, and you're waiting to upload a picture that you can't get through the network, right? So our system would immediately notice that, give it a low quality score. So once those quality scores are developed, it in the background keeps track of all of that for you, monitors the connection, it understands what's better for you, and then is presents to the onboard LAN one simple integrated connection that can switch all at once in the background, and you just don't care.
Right. And then speaking of connections, connectivity, connecting it and installing it on the boat's very simple as well, right?
Super easy. We spent a lot of time developing the technology on this, and we wanted it to be super easy to install and super reliable.
Right.
So one of the reliability issues on traditional VSAT antennas tends to be the quality of the coax installations. How do people do with crimping the connectors? Do they get corrosion? Are they properly installed? So in this product, we went to move the modem up into the radome. So we've got a ruggedized temperature, humidity, conformal coated, ruggedized.
It's your product in there, yeah.
Modem in that dome. And that allows us to integrate the cell connectivity along with the Wi-Fi connectivity on 3 separate VLANs. And then we can bring that down a single cable. So we're bringing a single cable down below decks that's actually gigabit Ethernet. It's a standard that's used throughout the cable TV industry for set-top boxes.
Right.
It means you can go on board, you can grab a piece of coax that exists from, say, a TV unit.
Previous install or something.
Swap out the connector on it, plug the system in, and you're off and running.
Got it.
And it's fantastic. It's super reliable. we've had just tremendous success with it so far, and people love it because it's, you're not
seamless.
running power and data and RF. You're running one single piece.
One cable, keep it simple.
And and if you look at some of the other options, you could do, say, power over Ethernet, but that involves
Now you got
8-wire connections and crimping, and no one likes to make their own Ethernet cables. So,
Yep.
I mean, most installers are pretty comfortable with a piece of coax.
Yeah, keep it simple. Keep it with a coax.
Exactly.
And then also, you guys have the ability to run a third-party SIM card if somebody's cruising. They're in the
Yep.
Bahamas, the BVIs. You can take the same thing, but now you can get the local provider for over there, right?
Yep, we actually do have provisions down below deck for user-supplied SIMs, and it makes it easy, even though the radio and everything is up in the antenna to minimize loss. We provided the remote SIM down below so that it's easy to install a different SIM or make that changeover
You're not
without having to climb up.
not climbing up there, having this little SIM card that you're going to drop eventually and try and figure out where it went, right?
No one cares.
And then also, you guys have set up some redundancies in there in that box that you can also have a secondary primary antenna or a third party,
Yep.
whether you have high-speed internet, your dock or whatever, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah,
can go right into that.
Yeah, it's super cool. It's one of the features we designed into the switching.
Mhm.
We knew we wanted to switch between our own VSAT, our own Wi-Fi, and our own cellular. But we also wanted to give the user, some of the users that are more demanding for their applications,
Mhm.
fishing, further offshore
Right,
things where they need a lot more connectivity, reliability, and backup.
right.
So you can plug a backup system into it as well. Now, if it's an Iridium or something like that, you can plug it straight in,
Mhm.
and what it'll actually do is treat that in the round robin, so to speak, of choices.
Got
And
it.
it'll say, okay, if all three of these go, I'm going to switch you over to backup. And on the other end of the spectrum, if you have a connection that you'd like to use as an alternate primary,
Mm.
be it a Ethernet at the dock, or maybe a Starlink antenna that you're just trying out, and you say, hey, this thing works when it works. Maybe it doesn't work all the time, and I don't want to rely on it, but it works when it works. You can plug it in. And what the system will do is say, okay, great, I've got another connection for you. When it works, we'll use it. When it doesn't work, we're going to make the seamless hybrid switch over. We'll fail down to the other VSATs, the cellular, the
Whatever's
Wi-Fi.
available.
We'll go to your backup. We'll just make sure you stay connected.
Gotcha.
So not everyone's going to need all of those options, but it's configurable. It's built in. It's very simple.
If you want it, it is available. It's literally one device that can do it all. And to the end user on the boat, it's just one Wi-Fi they're signing into. They get onto the boat, it's the boat's Wi-Fi. The owner doesn't ever see, if the kids are streaming something or whatever, they never see anything, right? It's seamless in the background. It just flat out does what it's supposed to do.
Absolutely, and that's the beauty of it, is no one knows. No one cares, right?
Right,
Not that
exactly.
they don't know, but because you can look at the screen, you can tell exactly what it's connected to. But it's that they don't want to know. They want the one LAN on the boat that's an access point with the Wi-Fi's.
Right.
It's got hardwired if you want to wire in your electronics on the boat,
Yep.
and it's just going to run.
Right.
So all the switching I talked about can happen all in the magic in the background very seamlessly, and we'll take care of all those headaches and worries and make it simple.
Right.
But then the user doesn't have to worry about it, and that's really the value.
That's, I think, the biggest takeaway here is it's very clean, very simple, but it's giving us a lot of options
Exactly.
that you don't have to think about.
I mean, you're not doing all that manual switching.
Right.
You're not like, oh gosh, a ferry just pulled in. I have to get off the cellular and I have to switch to Wi-Fi. You're not doing that.
None of that. It's just doing it in the background,
Right? You're
clean.
doing other stuff.
Exactly. One less thing to worry about.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, I think that kind of covers it. If you guys want to know more about this, KVH has got a really good social media, and they've also got a really good website that kind of goes into this. So you can dig into that more or leave it down below in the comments. We'll be sure to get you the answers to whatever questions you guys have about this. Thank you very much for your time and letting me come through and check everything out today. And you guys want to know more about it? Like I said, leave it down below in the comments, and see you guys out there.